Hey e-skaters, Nate from eSkate Hub here, and today's electric skateboard review is of the X-Way Flex, which is one of the best budget electric skateboards available at the moment. But it's not like any other cheap electric skateboard out there. This thing is packed with premium specs and features. The X-Way Flex has two motor options. You've got the hub drives and the riot kit, which is the belts. So in this video, I'm going to compare both of them and pit them against each other in a range test, top speed test, acceleration, braking, and hill climb to show you exactly what the difference is between the two and which one is right for you. So the X-Way Flex Hub is $649, while the Riot Kit is $699. So aside from a different drivetrain, what else does that 50 bucks get you in terms of a value? And more importantly, is it worth it? Let's take a closer look and see if we can answer these questions. I've just been going through the footage and I've realized how enthusiastic I am about the X-Way Flex. It almost kind of looks like an ad, but I wanted to reassure you that it is not. X-Way haven't paid me to do this video. They didn't even send me the board for free. I bought it with my own money. So everything in this video is completely unbiased, it's test driven, and it's a real world example of the board. I just happen to love it a lot. So I hope you enjoy this video as much as I enjoyed reviewing it. Straight up, as soon as you open the box, you can instantly feel the quality of this product. I think some of it has got to do with this blue envelope with the gold X-Way logo on the front of it. It just looks premium. I haven't read it yet. I want to do it together at the end of the video, so stick around for that. There are huge reminders on the deck to make sure you upgrade your mobile app and not to upgrade the board's firmware. So make sure you do that because safety on these boards is so important. But just take a look at the board. It is stunning. It has all the finishings that make it look and feel like a premium electric skateboard, but without that absurd price tag. Really, X-Way, well done. You guys deserve a huge round of applause. This is the first time X-Way have strayed from their sleek and slim design like the X1 series and have decided to opt for two enclosures, one for the battery and one for the ESC. The reason they've done this is because they want the board to be flexible, which I'll show you in just a sec. The deck on the X-Way Flex is 37 inches long, 11.5 inches wide, and made from a composite of bamboo and fiberglass. The bamboo is what gives the board its flexibility, while the fiberglass makes sure it stays strong. When they decided to call it the X-Way Flex, they really meant it. It has a lot of bounce. But it's not the same kind of bounce that you see on the Boosted Stealth or the Waogo 2S. Their bounce is more gradual up and down. The X-Way Flex, I feel, has more of a trampoline style bounce where it's slowly down and kicks back up from the bottom quite fast. And that might sound unnerving, but it's actually a lot more subtle than the way I describe it. I found that it brought me back to center and balance a lot faster than on a loaded Vanguard board. And when you've got your feet over the shoulders of the deck, that flexibility feels more like suspension rather than a bounce. That flexibility does cause some bottoming out sometimes and it scrapes and scratches the enclosure, but it's made of a nice hard plastic, which is very durable. And all those scratches, I think they give it a little bit of character. Here's another cool feature while we're looking at the enclosure. When the board is off, you can single click that power button and the rings around that button light up to indicate how much juice is left in the battery. This is just another example of how X-Way are paying extra attention to the details. No longer do you need to waste your time turning on the board, turning on the remote to see how much battery you have. You can just one-click it to see if you've got enough battery. For what seemed like a fancy trick at first, I have actually been using it quite a lot more than I thought I would. It's so handy to just click the button to see how much battery I've got and make sure I've got enough to get to where I'm going. The Flex has X-Way's shock absorbing grip tape on it, which is only thin, but the squish that you feel in your feet when you stand on the board is so satisfying. Plus, I really do think it helps absorb some of the vibrations from the road, saving your feet from agony on those longer trips. These deck flares are massive, surprisingly massive actually. When you step on the board, you will feel them instantly in your heels and your toes. But after a while, you do get used to it and you will be so thankful that they are there. They help turning a lot. The turning circle becomes really tight. Carving is super easy because you can throw the board out and really hold onto the board when you're coming back. The amount of control that these things give you is absolutely awesome. The stock wheels on the Flex are X-Way's own 85mm 76A street wheels, and they're some of the best e-skate wheels that are made by a manufacturer. There are a lot of companies trying to make e-skate wheels, but they've all been a little bit of a failure. But X-Way have nailed it. They're nice and squishy to absorb a lot of the vibrations from the road, and they're grippy, so you have a lot of control when you're going around corners. However, as you can see, they do lose their color quite fast, but there is no signs of cracking or chipping at all just yet. Due to the design of hub motors, the PU sleeves on the X-Way board can be replaced, but you can't put on any other wheel type that you would like. But that's fine. If you just want to ride street wheels, then the hubs are perfect because there's plenty of PU between the hub motors and the ground, which means you don't get that hub board feeling. It's very smooth and rides extremely well. The Riot Kit, on the other hand, has belts, which means you can pretty much put any wheel on here that you would like, aside from pneumatics. They've got Kegel cores, which means you can chuck on any other wheel that's got this type of core, like the orangutans up here. If you want to put on ABEX style wheels, you're just going to need to get yourself a new wheel pulley. X-Way also have their own branded version of the Cloud wheels, so if you were looking for an all-terrain type of ride, then that's probably going to be your closest bet. X-Way makes a massive deal about their trucks, and rightly so, because these things are incredible. They're called Trisk trucks, and the reason everyone is talking about them is because they're made with the same process that premium skate truck brands make their high-end skate trucks. So they're forged instead of cast, which means they're going to be a lot stronger, and they're CNC'd, which means they're going to be very precise. And you can really feel the difference when you're riding. You know exactly how they're going to respond when you're cornering and carving. Plus, while you're riding at really high speeds, I didn't feel any speed wobbles. And they're paired with double barrel bushings and what seems to be a 5mm riser pad, which just adds to the experience of that smooth ride. It is completely crazy that we're getting a pair of these premium skate trucks on a budget electric skateboard. It's just awesome. The two motors that we've already spoken about are the hub motors and the Riot Kit. In terms of power, the hubs run at 2 times 1200 watts and the Riot Kit runs at 2 times 1500 watts. And you can definitely feel that power when you're riding. The Riot Kit has a lot higher low-end power, so it's going to be faster at accelerating and climbing hills. But you're going to see the difference between the two of them when we put them through the tests a little bit later on in this video. The ESC. Where do I start with the ESC? Well, let's just say it is amazing. Firstly, it is made by Hobbywing, which are a very reliable and well-known brand in the e-skate industry. Secondly, this thing is built for control. And when I say control, it comes in two forms. The first is when you're riding the board, and secondly, control over its customization. It is crazy smooth with just the right amount of oomph. It is super reliable. The responsiveness of the board to the remote is exactly what you expect and is what you want when you're riding this board. It just gives you so much confidence. With the X-Way app, you can customize pretty much every aspect of the ESC, from the acceleration to the braking, the turbo. There's a few other things in there, but there is a lot to go in for that. So what I'm gonna do is create a new video, which is just about the X-Way app. That's going to be released later on this week, so make sure you subscribe down below and hit that bell button so you get notified of when that comes out. X-Way has developed a smart battery, and it is actually smart. Here's something I realized only after riding the X-Way Flex. On occasion, maybe 2 or 3 times per ride, the remote would vibrate and throw me a warning saying power limited. And this would happen usually when I was trying to accelerate really fast from a standstill or going up a really steep hill. And that's when I thought, oh man, that's the thing. That's the thing that the X-Wave Flex is no good at. It doesn't have the power. But then what I realized was that even though it was giving me this warning, it was still powering up hills and accelerating really hard. What I realized was happening was the battery working with the ESC was letting me know that the board is under more stress than it would like and to please back off a bit. So what did I do? Whenever I got that vibration, I backed off a bit, waited for that warning to subside and then kept going, and I didn't have an issue. The battery is trying to prolong its own life. It's a self-aware battery. Other electric skateboards would be going through the exact same situation where too much power is being drawn from the battery in a certain scenario, but they don't warn you about it. So what happens? The battery puts up with it and eventually burns out faster than usual. This is what makes the battery smart, and this is why X-Way is one of the best electric skateboard manufacturers in the market at the moment. They are not like any other Chinese electric skateboard manufacturer building copycat boards. They're out there innovating, researching, and designing the best possible product for us e-skaters. It's just awesome to see X-Way leading the charge in all of this. But all batteries must die, even smart batteries. Luckily, X-Way have got their fast swap system on their enclosure. It's a little bit like the old boosted board enclosures where you've got 3 bolts on either side of the enclosure, which you can just undo, whip out the old battery, chuck in a freshie, put the enclosure back on, and away you go. As for the battery specs, it's running Sony VTC6 18650 cells with 259 watt-hour capacity. It's massive. Whew. All right, how you doing, e-skaters? We've covered a lot so far. We've done pretty much all of the specs of the X-Wave Flex. Now it's time to jump into the fun part, which is the tests. But before we crack into them, please, if I'm doing a good job, smash that like button. And if you want to see more electric skateboard reviews, news, and other e-skate stuff in the future, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification button so you don't miss a thing. All right, let's get straight into those tests. Let's start with my favorite test to do, which is the top speed test. With the hub motors, the top speed I hit was 28.8 miles per hour, which is 46.4 kilometers an hour. And with the Riot Kit, I hit 30.6 miles per hour, which is 49.3 kilometers an hour. For a budget e-board, that is an amazing speed. Even the premium boards like Evolve don't even have a spec'd top speed of that. For the range, on the hub motors, I managed 11.2 miles, which is 18 kilometers, and with the Riot Kit, I made it as far as 12 miles, or 19.2 kilometers. So the Riot edges out the hub board ever so slightly on both top speed and range, but the real difference is in the power. So you're looking at the acceleration, the braking, and the hill climb tests, which we're gonna do right now. The hub motors and the Riot Kit are both quick off the mark. With no surprise, the Riot Kit is a bit faster. Because of the belts, the Riot Kit has just a little bit more guts on the takeoff. The hub is a lot smoother and there's really no chance that you're gonna be thrown off the board, while the Riot Kit has got a little bit of a punch at the beginning, so if you're not braced and ready for the takeoff, you could lose your balance and fall off. The same pretty much goes for the braking. The hub's super smooth, they're gonna bring you to a stop relatively quickly, but there is no jerking whatsoever on the way down. The Riot Kit, however, is real snappy. You're gonna come to a stop a lot faster than you do on the hubs, so make sure you're ready for it, brace yourself, and get ready to slow down. The hubs did surprisingly well on the hill climb test. It climbed the steeper parts of this hill at about 19 kilometers an hour, which is a lot better than some other hub systems out there. The Riot, on the other hand, powered up these hills at about 25 kilometers an hour. And that's a difference that you can really feel. The hubs, they take you up the hill, it's gonna get you there, but it's not gonna be pulling. The Riot Kit, it really wants you at the top of those hills, so it's gonna bust its gut to get up there. Well, the benefits of the hub board is that, firstly, it's very quiet. The belts have this beautiful whirring sound that a lot of people like. Well, the hubs are almost silent. So if you're doing a lot of early morning riding on the way to work or whatever, then you might want to use the hubs so that you don't annoy the neighbors. Secondly, they are easy to maintain. Because they don't have a lot of external moving parts, there's not much that can really go wrong with them. Lastly, it's $50 cheaper, which is friendlier on the wallet. The Riot Kit outperformed the hubs in every area. Even though it was only slightly in some cases, the Riot Kit just has that little bit more power, which a lot of people are going to enjoy. Lastly, you have the ability to change the wheels on the Riot Kit. I think this is awesome. I couldn't really think of a great application of being able to swap between belts and hubs. Maybe only if you do a lot of early morning riding during the week on the way to work, and then you want to take it out on the weekend for a little bit of extra power. But the ability to change the wheels on the Riot Kit come in a lot more use. You can change between the cloud wheels and the street wheels pretty quickly, and when the wheels start to wear out, you can easily swap them out for something else. That means you can change your riding style whenever you like. Overall, the X-Way Flex, either with the hub drives or the Riot Kit, is an amazing e-board. It really is the best electric skateboard available at the moment at this price point. It really does suit a lot of different riders, from people who are just commuting to work or school, want to go out and carve really hard, or just want to go for your average cruise to anywhere you like. Well, that's pretty much it, e-skaters. I've got 2 more things to tell you about, but this is the X-Way Flex. There is a lot to cover, and I know I've probably missed some things, so what I've done is I've written a whole article on the X-Way Flex, which goes deeper into all of the specs, the parts, the features, all that kind of thing. It's on my website. You can check the link in the description. Also, if you have any questions, chuck them in the comments below. I answer every single one of those questions because my job here is to help you find the best electric skateboard that is perfect for your riding needs. So the first of the last 2 things I want to mention is, you see these wheels up here on the top here? Well, I want to give a pair of those orangutan wheels away to one lucky winner. What you have to do is look at these boards on the wall behind me and figure out which board I have not yet done a review for. Come back to this video, comment below which board that is, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and the winner will be announced when this review comes out in 2 weeks' time. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell button so that you don't miss it. Dear X-Way user, thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to read this letter, and a huge thank you for your ongoing love and support for us. X-Way is a young and dynamic team and will always strive for the highest technological innovation and ultimate user experience. Well, we've definitely seen that with the Flex. Forever committed to developing products that inspires confidence in the quality, reliability, and safety of every X-Way electric skateboard. We wholeheartedly believe that the Flex is one of those products. It has all the performance and features of the X1 Pro, but with the most competitive price on the market. It carries all of our team's expectations. You can rest assured that compared with other products on the market, the X-Way Flex will not let you down. It has not been easy in recent months, to say the least, but we must live up to the expectations of our clients first and foremost. We have been striving to deliver our products as fast and as safely as possible amid the current global crisis. We are developing some other new cool boards and constantly updating the product information. So please pay close attention to our official website and social network platforms to get the latest news and reports on situations as they arise. If there are any inconveniences, please contact us and we will sincerely do our best to work together with you to find a solution. As a gratitude of our support, we would like to offer you a $15 coupon or discount code to customers who can shoot a photo of themselves enjoying their Flex to share on social media and tag X-Way Board 6 and those who are willing to write us a product review at our website. They can simply screenshot the posts or reviews and contact service@xwayboard.com to obtain the discount code, which they can use to get the deduction from their next purchase from X-Way Board. Finally, we hope you can now enjoy your X-Way board every day. That's really nice, X-Way. I feel that X-Way really cares about their customers and producing a quality product. We've seen that in the X-Way series, the Flex, we've got the Wave coming up, the Atlas. They've got a lot of amazing boards coming, which is super exciting. X-Way are a brand to look out for. Good job, X-Way. I can't wait for your new boards. All right, e-skaters, that's everything. As always, ride safe out there and I will see you soon.